So, yeah, I'm kind of talking too loud. It's pretty late here right now. I look really stupid because my hair's messy and I don't really have hair anyway. But the point being, I don't know if I can talk right now. Yes, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, so I guess it's not too late to talk. Anyway, yeah, we're missing a lot of people here. Millions of people got killed in Vancouver apparently recently. I was, yeah, some people tried to hurt basically everyone. I got tortured a bit. I probably lost 10, 15 years off my life with the poisons I've been hit with. So basically, I see we have a viewer now. I kind of see, hmm, yeah, I got uncomfortable there. Stop talking for a minute. How's it going tonight, everyone? Nobody talking. Okay. So glad that you have survived the apocalypse. It appears that a lot of people I've known just don't seem to exist anymore. They've disappeared off the internet. I can't contact them in any way. And I don't know if this has happened to you also, but it's a pretty sad thing. Um, I think there are a lot of governments involved with this, and we're lucky we made it this far, right? So can't really take anything for granted these days. So I don't know how you guys made it this far, but I'm glad you did, and it's pretty troublesome, the things I've been hearing lately, man. People have shot guns at me a few times, and you hear a ton of ambulances and police sirens on the street I'm on. It seems like the cops always go racing down to Marine Drive, which is a main drag in Vancouver, and then you hear the sirens stop once they get to Marine Drive. Because at first the sirens are blaring because they want to stop any potential violence that's already happening. But then they cut the sirens when they get really close to them because they know they're going to be facing some potentially violent people. Now, when I was in the hospital, some nurses told me they processed millions of bodies. I'm not even joking. They told me this straight up, and I literally was placed next to an execution chamber for a number of hours, and I heard them bringing person after person in. They were out of the expensive drugs, so they were executing them with chemicals they had on hand. And you hear the person screaming for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then finally they shut up because you just wish they would shut up because they're doing that all through the damn night, executing people, man. They were finding a lot of people who got forced into the military, abused children, that sort of thing, war children. It was pretty sad. Like they might have been chronologically an 18-year-old adult, 20, whatever. But they were not fed very well or taught or trained well. And there was a lot of gunfights happening here for a while. And it was pretty scary. And you wonder what exactly was the future for these people. Well, the nurses basically assessed them as useless. They said they had not developed their brains enough to be a function in society. Some of them were left alone, but they put down a lot of people, and people were finding injured people of all sorts of natures in the streets and alleyways, and ambulances were just buzzing around nonstop. Certain neighborhoods are worse than others. Some, a lot of people got wiped out. I kept hearing people talking about it. The houses that they turned into slaughterhouses, and then they grabbed some factories. It got pretty bad, and they went to the prison. And I don't really want to get into it, but I heard the prison has been converted to something completely different now. It's not pretty savory what has happened here. And the government is trying to fight other governments that are invading us, and it's pretty messed up if you start listening to the rumors. And bombs have been going off around the city. You don't hear about many of them, but a gasoline bomb went off in an apartment building across from where I was living, and it torched the whole building within minutes, and some people got badly burned. And there's some pretty crazy stuff happening here, bro. I mean, it's kind of like racial cleansing, but at the same time, it's also social cleansing because, for example, on Skid Row, a bunch of buildings burned down one after the other. And you got to figure the way that neighborhood's going, property is getting pretty expensive. So if they torch an old rundown building, they can put up a tower worth billions. And numerous people died. People lost everything. So that's what's happening in Vancouver right now. Um, uh, yeah, actually, you know what's hilarious too? The bums, they ran out of space to live, right? They can't live in all the alleys and stuff, so they start pitching tents. There's so many people who can't get any sort of work. So these guys are like pitching tents down in Skid Row. Okay, I think it's happening everywhere now. So anyway, the cops went down to Skid Row, and they just grabbed all their tents and their stuff and just started throwing it in garbage trucks. And so people gave the bums some guns, and some of the guns were shot at cops, and it got into little skirmishes and battles with the cops and the bums. But the bums have no choice, so they got displaced to other parks around the city now. So they're just taking the shit wherever. It's pretty gross. But I feel bad for them because our economy's kind of messed up. Yeah, maybe I'm talking about this too much, but glad you guys made it this far. You're surviving this somehow. I hope you all can find some work and learn to cooperate with each other. Stop shooting all these guns at everyone, man. There's a lot of bad shit happening in Vancouver. I'm just glad you guys made it. So hope I see you around.